In this episode, I talked about prisoner advocacy and forced addictions treatment with former convict and retired gang member Chantel Huel. Do you think you would have found healing had you not been locked up?
I would have been in the ground. Like when they took my house down and they booted in the front doors, I was done.
While Chantel is concerned about the forced addictions treatment strategies being implemented in Central Canada, she admits that she started her recovery journey while incarcerated at Pine Grove Correctional Centre in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I did some of my hardest work inside.
Now with her lived experience, she advocates for better treatment for women in the carceral system.
My heart is in prison with the women. And there's so many women behind those walls that don't have a voice.
We also talked about what brought her to the decision to get sober.
I woke up and my daughter was my cellmate. I got picked up for attempted murder. I was like, okay, whoa, you outed me, so.
What's up? My name's Dan, podcaster, keynote speaker, and advocate, and this is Hard Knocks Talks, your addictions podcast. Now, here's my conversation with Trap House Testimonies Facebook page creator, Chantel Huel.
This is Hard Knocks Talks.
So you're a community outreach worker?
I am not a community outreach worker. I never did outreach. I've done so much outreach in my life. And the last time I did outreach, it brought me right back to the lifestyle. It was a direct line back to the life. I wasn't healthy enough to do outreach. 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, 12 days ago, I became the assistant program manager. But I really think about what is my purpose in life? And I have connections. I don't know. I always, like I said in my last parole hearing, I don't know where my life is going. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that it's all going to work out. Kind of like a gypsy. My heart is in the prison. My heart is in prison with the women.
Why is that?
I think because that's where I found my voice. And there's so many women behind those walls that don't have a voice, that think that... I remember the lifers telling me, what the fuck are you doing back here? Like, why are you back here? They let you leave and you keep coming back here. This is our home, not yours. Get out and stay out. And that resonated with me. And I was like, I have to get out and I have to stay out. But you see so many women behind those walls that think it's a way of life.
Like you did?
Like I did. It's home.
Yeah. You thought that?
Oh, that was home. I'd
This is
come
it
in
for
and
me?
say, rip my clothes off, strip search, I'm home. And they're like, Holly, this
Come
isn't your home.
Blasting it naked. I know how this goes. Let's
I know
get
how
at
this
it.
goes. Let's drop it like it's hot. No.
Yeah.
And then I had to realize that it wasn't my home, right? But there's so many women in there who've domestic violence.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I did some of my hardest work inside. Some of my hardest work inside. And my heart will always be there with the women, helping them find their voice. So then I had the opportunity and I just placed myself in the warden's life. I emailed her. I did a presentation to CSC.
Okay, so on your own or through your organization?
Through my organization.
Yeah.
But then on
through
my...
the organization you work for?
Yes.
Yes.
And then it was to like all the deputy wardens. So I'm like, I walked into the presentation and I was like, can I use your washroom? So they let me. And then I was like, thank you for not strip searching me while I use your washroom. Like, there's a first, right? And I looked around the room and I was like, I know you and I know you and I know you. And there was a deputy warden in there who made significant impact in my life.
Good or bad?
Amazing. Good. Because I was serving so much. I was serving my time, but I was doing it in provincial because I still had outstanding charges. So I did more of my time in provincial than federal. And my last court, she said, enough with the transports. Let's do it video. And it was one of the hardest courts because I testified against my abuser who beat me for 6 hours. So you see these people, and in this room of people, a lot of people have negative things to say, but I choose to pull out the positives, and I thanked her for what she did to me and the impact it made on my life. And then she gave me her email. So I went back to work and I was like, Russ, I'm going to email there. I'm going to ask her if I can shadow her. Hey, why not? What's the worst they're going to say? No. And I emailed her. And she's like, I think I need to shadow you more than I.
What did that feel like? Did you feel like an imposter for a minute there?
No. Not at, I get imposter syndrome a lot.
Yeah.
But not at that moment.
Yeah. Something else. When you shifted from this is going to be my home to wait a minute, this isn't my home. What did that feel like? Was that like a moment for you, or was that a slow realization? And did it feel like a weight came on because now you don't know what your home is?
I think if anybody knows my story, they know that there's two moments in life where the light bulb went off. And one was I woke up and my daughter was my cellmate. And I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to be in jail with my kid.
Were you mad at her? How'd you end up in here?
I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? And she's like, I got picked up for attempted murder. I was like, okay, whoa you outed me. So,
yeah.
And my mom died.
Oh, man.
And my mom died.
Yeah.
And I got to see her on her deathbed, which never happens. Coincidence? No. God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, find a better way. Stop living like this and promise me that you're going to make me proud. And I'll never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't speak anymore. She was unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing left. But I made a commitment to her.
Did she live the life?
No.
She was outside of it?
Yeah, she was a registered nurse.
Okay.
I got to explain to her, because I had a visit for 3 hours, fully shackled, but I got to explain a lot of my life to her that she didn't want to hear about before.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up in a home where you just don't talk about it because then it didn't happen, right? So
Yeah.
you don't talk, you don't trust, you don't feel.
Mm-hmm.
So you got all of this ugly inside of you that you don't know how to even express because you're told just to be quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those were the two moments, and then I found every support possible, but a part of me will always be where my healing began. So it will always be meaningful to me.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you would have found healing had you not been locked up?
I would have been in the ground. And I think about the way it played out. And I was on house arrest, trafficking, trapping, gang, everything. And when they came into my house, like when they took my house down and they
Right.
booted in the front doors, I was just standing in the kitchen and I was completely defeated. I was fucking done. Like, I was probably on day 12. I have no idea what day I was on. And they were trashing the house, whatever. You're under arrest. Do we need to cuff you? And I was like, you know what? No, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's go. And I remember walking, got to the cop shop, and I was like, can I have the scissors? I cut my bracelet off myself. And some of the last words I said to them before I fell asleep were, I feel safe now, and I'm ready to go to sleep. And I was done. I was defeated.
Mm-hmm.
So then you detox and you come off the dope, and I always say I'm not doing provincial time because it sucks. So I'll plead out. Like, I pled guilty to everything because I was guilty. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but I'm not going anywhere unless you give me fed time. Because what's offered in a federal institution,
Mm-hmm.
if you're willing to accept it, is completely different than a provincial.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an elder who's still a part of my life, and that's Bonnie Spencer. And I met her in EIFW, and the hardest thing she ever taught me was accountability. And I think that's where it started for me.
Yeah. So when you hear about compassionate intervention in Alberta, coercive treatment, what are your thoughts on that? Having had the experiences that you had, having had admitted that had you not been incarcerated, you likely wouldn't be here today. What are your thoughts on that?
Would it work for you?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't
would it
know.
work for you?
I don't know. I can't say
If
that it
somebody
wouldn't.
is going to come handcuff me today and tell me to stop buying hoodies or eyeglasses,
Okay, well, that's not really bringing a lot of harm to community. You know?
I don't know if, man, I guess it would be dependent where I'm at in my life, right?
Well, and that's exactly it.
Like-
I mean, I'm not saying that everyone should be forced into treatment. And I am very concerned about what the benchmark to that is. Like, how do they know? Like, how do they know when someone needs coercion or needs to be like removed from their ability to make decisions so they don't die or kill someone else? You know, but to say that there is no place on the spectrum at all for coercive strategies, I can't say that I agree with that.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading this.
Yes. Should we look at some comments?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at some comments. All right, I just want to take a minute and let you know that if you are struggling with the substance use of a loved one or have tragically lost a loved one to drug-related harms, reach out to Stronger Together Canada, Pure-led support groups by Mums Stop the Harm. If you are in search of private inpatient addictions treatment, check out Prairie Sky Recovery Centre, located in Leipzig, Saskatchewan. If you are looking for help with criminal record suspensions, the Elizabeth Fry Society of Saskatchewan covers all associated costs for women or gender diverse individuals to apply for criminal record suspensions. Reach out to Chelsea at 306-668-0635. If you are a professional wishing to deepen your understanding of substance use disorder, check out the AIMS SK program through the College of Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan, designed to help you improve health outcomes for individuals with substance use disorder. To make contact or learn more about today's sponsors, to check out our new merch, or if you want to show us some love and buy us a coffee, all of those links are in the show notes below. Now let's get back at it. Stephanie says, handcuffs are weird. Maybe they should just stay there and be with them. Stay.
What?
What?
I wouldn't want to detox with a cop beside me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Barb.
Yeah.
Barb says, we should have amazing recovery rates if incarceration worked to address drug use.
Okay, so I always say this, and I think Barb was there. It wasn't CSC where I found healing. I was in CSC. It was the people that came in to give up their time. The elders, the ceremony, the different programming, because I was in Pathways, which is the traditional healing house, like pod. NA came in, AA came in, the church came in. So why did I have to go to prison? Here we go. Why did I have to go to prison to be offered all of this?
Would you have received it? Would you have accepted it if someone came into the trap and said, hey, here's some help?
Maybe if it was Rob Krauscher. Okay? Maybe if it was Rob.
I will give you an amazing tattoo.
Yeah.
if you accept these services. Yeah.
Honestly, me, myself,
yeah.
No. Because I had to learn some really, really hard lessons before I allowed these people into my life.
Yeah. And I can agree with some of what Barb is saying, and her and I have debated this, and I don't think that we'll ever see completely eye to eye, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We can sit at the same table.
Yeah.
And I think that it's being misappropriated in a lot of cases. You know, like like Barb says, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Right. So I think that in your case, you were receptive when your decisions making ability was taken from you. That's when you became willing. Right. That doesn't work for everyone. But that's not to say that that should not be on the spectrum of care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the biggest concern is knowing who to put there and who to not put there.
Agree.
Agreed.
Totally agree.
Yes.
100% agree with that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So let us look at Stephanie's redeeming comment. Stephanie says, okay. No, okay. Hang on. I need a drink of water now.
Okay.
Did you see my post yesterday about finding a place to hide my drugs in my Saskatoon Police Service water bottle?
Well, because I got an SPS.
Look at, see, here's this.
I was going to wear my SPS hoodie because I got one. So.
And you can
He can't even do it.
You can put your weed in there. Someone asked me if you think the dogs would still smell it, and I'm like, I bet you they would, and I bet you they're trying to catch you with this. Yeah, you can put your drugs in there, and the dogs will sniff it right away. So, no, you're not safe. Anyways, back to Stephanie's comment. Stephanie says, no, okay. a support worker, someone to stay there with the person who is detoxing and make sure that they are safe and make sure they are there if they need some support. Get them into their medications or whatever they need. That's what I would call coercing someone. At this moment, we basically just make people do it on their own.
So, I agree fully with everything she just said.
Mm-hmm.
Saskatoon has a home detox program where they do all of this. It's run through STC.
Mm-hmm.
Wakotoin home detox. Totally down for it because it brings humanness. Let's just love people for where they're at and who they are.
It's also important not to leave them there.
Right?
Yeah. And this isn't like, there isn't one clear pathway. And I think that's the solution, is understanding that there isn't a clear pathway.
And a lot of people will argue and fight that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Every single person is different.
Yeah. Ashes to Awesome says they are building treatment facilities, not prisons. Alberta is more treatment beds per capita than anywhere in Canada and is making more.
So,
Chris. Good thing you're in Thailand.
Yeah, good thing you're in Thailand, bro. True statement.
Yeah.
But the way that the person behind the building, the treatment centers and the ego behind it and the way he presents these centers
mm-hmm.
is an absolute complete triggering turn off.
Mm-hmm.
Marie sent me to the conference. She's like, I would like you to ask questions because I know you're not scared to say anything. I got the microphone taken away from me.
Did you really?
I really did. What
did you say right before it was taken away?
I can't remember now.
Oh,
I have it on video somewhere.
Oh, send it.
My friend was, but I asked too many questions and they were like Chantel questions, right? I didn't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
But then I waited for the second last keynote speaker and it was Marshall Smith.
Who is?
You know what? I don't even know who he is.
Uh-huh.
He's a policymaker
Uh-huh.
for addictions
in Saskatchewan.
In Alberta.
Okay.
So he's talking about all of these treatment beds and these treatment centers, but with ego, it was such a turn off. He's like, I have football field or treatment centers bigger than football fields. Kelsey was there
mm-hmm.
from Regina, and just the way he's talking, right? And I had to leave because his comments were so egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking about it, and he's like,
not client-centered.
He's all about him. And I went to these treatment centers with a clicker to see how many people were in the beds, and they rolled out the red carpet for me, and you could smell the bleach because the treatment center was so clean. And I was like, what is your fucking deal, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And talking about all of this stuff where when you're coming out of addictions and coming out of the streets, like, you know, he's talking about this app for, you're going to build a relationship on your phone for treatment recovery. And I was like, pick me. Like, how many of these people come out of jail or come out of the street lifestyle with access to Wi-Fi and a cell phone?
Mm-hmm.
But then he's like, I have a treatment center for youth. I have a treatment center for men. And I have a treatment center, and this is where I got pissed off. I have a treatment center specifically for women because you women are some type of crazy.
Whoa.
When you are coming off the dope. And so...
He said that shit out. Was this a recovery capital conference?
Yes, that's the word.
Wow.
So, Marie's in Italy checking in on me.
Uh-huh.
Kelsey's in the same room. And Jenny's supporting me through it because at this point I was so disgusted.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Did the room laugh when he said that?
No. So then I was getting messages from the room like, whoa. And so I said to who I brought with me, I was like, can we leave now? And she's like, are you sure you want to leave? The best part of the day is last. And it was the Indigenous keynote speakers and the traditional way and culture and ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they were speaking to. And I said, that's how I live my life every day. I'm okay with leaving now.
Yeah.
Because this is who we are. This is what we do. I gotta go. But to make these derogatory remarks and talk about, he was talking about his phone with the screen so big on it and all these big buttons and his office and his big desk where he gets to make all these decisions from. And I was like, who the fuck put you in this position of power? It was terrible. So that's where I just turned off ignoring everything about Alberta.
Yeah. How has this past year with your experiences with the ministry changed the way that you serve community?
I think, I don't know if it changes the way I serve. Holy, I lost my voice. I don't think it's necessarily changed the way I serve community.
Has it deepened your commitment?
I think I got lost. Like I was talking to Rodney about this. You know Rodney.
Rodney Natakapo.
Yeah. Before May, before the page even started, I was just trying. I just found my groove in community. Like when we were out in those conferences together and decorating Russ's office with Hard Knock stuff. Like
that was amazing.
Then, right?
Yeah.
Like all of that stuff. I was just finding my groove. I was just finding what I was passionate about. I was just finding my way in community. And then boom, that happened.
What happened?
The apprehension.
Yes.
So I'm just finding my way. We're at the FSIN conference. And all of a sudden I get a message from you. It's like, hit accept. And I was like, huh? Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, it's your time to shine. And I was really reluctant to do that. So I'm in there doing this, starting this, traveling back home a lot to do work and advocacy. And
before you get any further, when I said hit accept, I meant hit accept on the Trap
House Testimonies, yeah,
Facebook
to the page.
Yeah.
And I I looked at it for a long time before I hit it that night. And I was like, okay, let's do the damn thing. Let's do it. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, we can at least mark it on the calendar in 2023 that Chantel listened to Dan one time.
March 23rd, 2023.
The day. One time.
One time. I've listened to you lots, though.
I know.
So I was really finding my way in community and figuring out, what do you really want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because I like autonomy and I like to do a lot of different things. It's probably the ADHD, right? I like to have 500 projects on the go.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kids got apprehended. And I told Rodney this. I said, I think I lost myself somewhere in there. Did I lose myself or was I finding myself? I'm not sure yet. But I had to take a step away from everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go from beginning of May 2023 till a few weeks ago, there was a lot of healing, a lot of hard work, a lot of heart work, a lot of guilt to overcome, a lot of shame to face, a lot of reconnections, a lot of holy fuck, we made it through this moments. Because there's more dynamics to, my son's apartment burnt down. They were homeless. Like so many things happened in the past year. So when Rodney came to visit me, I was like, I feel like I'm just getting back now to where I was the week Trap House Testimony started. Right?
Mm-hmm. What role has your newfound online presence? I mean, you've had an online presence for a while, and that's how has your online presence walked alongside your healing journey? Has it been a hindrance? Has it been a positive thing for you? What contribution has that had to your healing?
I've had some of the greatest conversations and met some of the most amazing people. And I'll never, ever physically meet them, I'm pretty sure. Through Trap House Testimony conversation. Being able to help somebody through their shittiest times when you're at the lowest of your low, in the past year, because I've had a lot of lows.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about them, like I can't even do certain things, right? That's helped me a lot. I know I used to get many Facebook violations for just cracking off.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember that. It was
Remember?
like, yeah.
Chantel's in jail every, 30-day ban's up.
There was
She's
a couple-
back in jail.
There's a couple times you're like, bro, post this for me. I'm on violation.
Again, I just got off a 30-day ban
Yeah.
for something from 2022.
Yeah.
But they say the opposite of addiction is connection.
Mm-hmm.
And I found so much amazing connections through Trap House, also in community, not just communities in Saskatoon, communities all over, where I want to go spend time with people. But for me, it's just being authentically myself. And sometimes, a lot of times it gets me in trouble, you know? Drop gang Saskatoon. No, I'm just kidding. It's no longer a thing.
I mean, we even had Bobby come on the live stream and talk about that. And we even had the chief of police come on and
It's
basically Troy Kruper, the police, and I'm paraphrasing because it's funnier the way I'm going to say it. He's like, yeah, we fucked up.
So I tried really, really hard to get a piece of the wrap when they removed it.
Oh, they did? They removed it?
Oh, it's removed. It's not even a program. It's rewrapped. It's not even a program anymore.
Okay.
But one of my goals, like when I make connections, trust me, I make connections people don't even know about. And I'm like, man, please, can I just like have the outline, the body chalk mark? I want to hang it on my office wall.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no, I'm doing things that I never thought possible, like Leadership Saskatoon.
What is that?
Man, it's the most amazing. A lot of people would think that it's a professional development. Yeah. It's all hard work. It's all learning about you and learning about your personality and learning about other people's personalities and how to interact with them and how to move people forward in a good way. But like I said, when I joined, it was a challenge. I was telling Donna, I was like, somebody said, do you want to go to their graduation? I was like, fuck no. That was last summer, but I want to know more about the program. Yeah. And I researched it and I was like, okay, I got to write a bio. I got to write this. I got to get community support letters, like all of this stuff. And they're not going to accept me. Why are they going to accept me? Right. And I got accepted. And then they're like, Saskatoon Initiatives Fund fully, I wrote a bio because I couldn't afford the tuition, fully sponsored my tuition. And it's just a different part of my healing journey. And the people that you meet in there are phenomenal. And that's where I really suffer from imposter syndrome. Walking into those rooms with big wigs, you know? Yeah. SPS, SHA, all of these places. And then I realized I think I have a lot to teach them also. But it's amazing journey of personal development. Amazing. And I've gained so many mentors just from being in that program. You're set up with one mentor, but I have people reach out to me and say, hey, can I mentor you on this? Well, of course, I want to learn, right? So 2024 is the year of huge things for me. I won't talk about it till next month. I'm going to do some traveling. I'm still staring at my passport application, but I plan on doing big things.
I look forward to seeing them.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me
today. This was great. We should do it at least once a year, I think.
Once a year.
Once a year.
Talk shit.
Yeah. All right.
Right?
Cool. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. If you are watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications. We go live twice a week. We try to do it Friday morning and Sunday evening. Sometimes it doesn't work out. If you don't have time to sit and listen to us, I edit all of my live streams. I upload the edited audio to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Every engagement matters. If you listen to us on an audio platform, give us a good rating, give us a review, help us get louder. That's all I've got for you this week. We are going to see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Say, this is Hard Knocks Talks.